Hey everybody, thank you for joining me on Reagan Says. I am your host, Reagan Adams with All Things Reagan. So let's get into it. All right, so I know I'm not going to have any friends after this video, and I'm not going to speak that I am, because I know some people are going to feel the way I feel, but I'm going to have quite a bit who do not feel the way that I feel. So today's topic is submission and sex and why Christians really don't talk about it. Now, I'm not going to say a lot because I'm not all around the world, so I don't know what everybody's talking about. But just kind of based on what I see, I don't hear a lot of people talking about sex in the church or submission, because both of those seem like curse words when it comes to even just the world. I won't even say Christians, but really just people in general, or women in general, who view the word submission as a cuss word. Like, I'm not submitting. So I'm going to definitely talk about that. And I'm going to talk about sex and why I decided to do this video. So at the very beginning of this video, I gave you a scripture reference because it was quite a bit to read. So you can go back and read it in on your own time. It's Ephesians 5:22 through 33, and it just talks, this is like the basis of this video on women submitting to their husbands. And also, if you watch my page at all, I have been posting information. Well, Tamela Mann, David and Tamela Mann, the gospel singers, have a album out, which they recently released. Well, I don't know when they released it, but I think it's fairly new. And there was an article written where they said that this album was for people to make love to, or clean love to, or Christians to make love to, or whatever. So I did go and listen to it, and the song that was playing at the very beginning of this video is one of the songs, and I think it's called Feels Good. Actually, the album is not bad. Would I put it on to make love to? No. But I will say this, I do like the album somewhat. I would play it, this is just my opinion, I would play it if I was getting ready for a date, if we were having like dinner at home, like a candlelight dinner or something at home, where we're just kind of, you know, we got the music playing in the background and we're just talking. So that, getting ready for a date, or maybe in the car on the way to the date, or got a picnic or something out, like date night. If I know we're just gonna kind of be hanging out and chilling out, I would play that. But like, we about to get to something, no, I don't want that. I will be for real, like, I don't want that. So but anyway, the album is good, so I can't front on that. It is decent, but I just wouldn't play it to make love to my husband. Like, nah, that ain't it. So anyway, so the reason I did this video, it's several reasons. Like, I hope I'm not all over the place, which I may tend to be, but try to stick with me. I'm going to try to get all the points out that I want to get out, and I do have a few notes. So anyway, I've seen a lot of different like articles on Facebook where women or men are talking about submission and men taking care of the women, then or women, you know, being able to take care of themselves. Then I saw I don't watch a whole lot of TV nowadays, but when I do, I try to catch up on everything. And Nephew Tommy has a show, I don't even know if it's on OWN or BET, it's on one of those channels, and it's kind of like a dating show where they are in Atlanta, and the women, there's several women and there's a few men, and the men get to pick and all this good stuff. And what stood out to me were the women. Now, all of these women were very successful in their own right. Beautiful bodies, like they were bad, just bad. There was one particular couple that stood out to me out of like everybody. Well, there were two, but I'm going to speak about one. And she was beautiful, like natural beauty, nice body, like business owner. He was the same, very successful, like I said, in their own right. And he had to choose between two girls, and of course that's what the show was about. Like, so for me, and I can actually attest to this with my own husband when we were dating, if you want to be chosen, because of course when you're dating, it's like you're being chosen, you know, your mate at the time, maybe dating several people at the same time. So if the goal is to be chosen, you want to be nice. You want to be presentable. Now, I'm not saying like put on a front, but you're going to always put your best foot forward because you want to be chosen, or you want to win the prize, or you want to be with the guy, right? So the young lady, let me see how I can tell this. So the guy, it was two women and the guy. I'll call her A and B. So B and the guy were in the room and they were just talking, but they locked the door. Well, girl A got upset because the door was locked. Now, mind you, you don't even know what's going on. She didn't have a clue, but she got mad and like flipped her lid. So when they came out of the room, she like started snapping on him in front of everybody. That's crazy. Like she emasculated him like really bad, like talked to him bad. Now, mind you, all of these women, and I do want to say this because I'm going to step back a little bit. All of these women were very aggressive, very, you know, because they have been single for so long. Like, I can do anything. I'm the businesswoman. I do this. I have my own money. Like, I got this, I got that, and I don't need a man. And this is how this woman came off. And she was talking to him, like, she was talking to him real crazy. And I'm thinking, it was like, even though I'm married, so I don't really have to go through this, how on the outside looking in as to, well, looking, yes, did I say that right? I was able to see how women act, some women, not all, from the outside, how we look talking to a man, and where we can be sometimes too strong. Don't take this the wrong way. And let me just say this. I am an alpha female. I have a very strong personality. So I get it. Like, when I met my husband, when we were dating, I was in college, or did I get kicked out? I don't know. Whatever the situation was at the time, I had my own money and I could take care of myself. So I didn't need him really for anything. I just wanted him, right? At the time when he was dating, when we married, he had a little bit of change. So when he was dating women, he was used to women wanting to be with him because of money, but I didn't need him for that. I just wanted him. And so I understand not needing a man, but wanting one. But I'm not even going to say need, because I don't know. Let me go back to the story. We'll touch on that in a second. So bottom line, girl A was really just emasculating the man. And really what was wrong was her feelings were hurt. But she hurt her own feelings because she didn't know what was going on. Now, mind you, you own the show. So you know you're going to be chosen. So at that point, you need to think, sweetheart, you need to put your best foot forward. You don't need to be out here wilding out and talking to this man crazy and degrading him in front of other people and other men. And he was like, you talking to me like I'm a sucker. I mean, she was talking to him crazy. So what makes you think, just because your feelings are hurt, because that's really what it boiled down to, is her feelings were hurt. So she had this wild up of, I don't need you anyway. But you really want him, right? You really want him, but your feelings hurt. But instead of saying that or pulling him to the side, you acting ugly. And see, what I don't understand with some women today, single women, okay, and this could go for married, I don't know, but what I don't understand is the mindset of some women is, I can do everything a man can do, which probably you could. I'm not saying it, but why would you want to? I'm just saying, if you feel like you can do everything a man can do, but you say you want a relationship with a man and you telling him, I don't need you, what do you even want to have a relationship for? That's what I don't understand. Like, I don't understand. For me, going back to what I said, I am an alpha female. And you're going to hear me say, I said this before because I've said it a whole lot of times. When I met whoever I was dealing with, they had to have a stronger personality than me, because mine is very strong. I can be a pushover. Like, you can't be somebody weak and deal with me. Like, it's not happening. Now, I'm very sensitive. I am. But, and I don't want to say this and it be out of context, but I couldn't date a man and he just have no backbone, because I will eat you alive. Like, seriously. You just couldn't be a pushover. So I knew whatever man I was going to deal with, they had to be a man. They had to be able to make their own decisions. They had to be able to have their stuff basically together, or be able to build and grow. And I knew I needed that. And I knew I needed somebody who was going to be able to, you know, help grow, build a legacy, and somebody that I would submit to. And going to the word submission, I truly believe that that's what Ephesians 5:22 and 33. It's not a curse word, ladies. It's not a curse word. It's really, and I meant to put the definition up there, and I don't even think I wrote the definition on here. Oh, well, I put a short one. Accept or yield to the superior, to a superior authority or higher authority. So, per the Bible, wives are supposed to submit to their husbands. I'm in total agreement with that. Submit does not mean weak. It doesn't. Going back to the alpha female thing, I had somebody on my show, a Sister Brown. She's very alpha female. We're very much alike. We make decisions all day in our businesses, at work, with my child, with whatever you have going on. At some point, you want to be able to relinquish that to somebody. Like, I want to come home and feel like my husband's got it. After I'm able to make the decisions if I need to make them, but I'm glad that I have someone there who can make them for me, and I don't got to think about it. I don't have to be the strong one that I got it all the time. I don't want to do that. And I'm glad God put him over me. And I know that sounds crazy to some people, but I'm glad God made the man the head of the house. Now, mind you, the woman is the neck, the body. Ain't nothing moving without the woman, because the woman does do a lot in the household. And I'm not saying just because you submit under your man that you have no authority in the house or in the relationship. Not saying that. But the man that you choose, or that has chosen you, should be able to make the decisions that you would want to make anyway. So you would see that in dating. You would see, you know, what his mindset is. You would see how he wants to rear children. You would see how he wants to handle his finances. You would see everything that would make you guys compatible to be able to come together, grow, and leave a legacy and do all the things that you need to do on this earth before you get up out of here. So you will be able to see all of that. So when you submit that to him, really your thinking and your stuff should all be on one accord. So you shouldn't have a problem with submitting to him. And again, I'm not saying that you don't have a voice in a relationship. With my husband, you know, the stuff, it's a lot of stuff that I did not want to, like, I don't want to take out the trash. You know, we would share responsibilities of cooking, you know, our daughter, whatever it is. But whatever decisions, if your daddy said it, or, babe, that's what you think, or, you know, he would come and talk to me, this is what I'm thinking. 9 times out of 10, we're going to go with it, because we're already on one accord on how we think and how we move, right? If there is a problem, babe, you know, I was thinking X, Y, Z, and then he would hear me out, then we would agree to disagree, or come, not agree to disagree, but come to a mutual understanding to where we could have it and he make the decision. So you shouldn't look as submission as a bad thing. It's not. I remember hearing a YouTube video years ago when Sarita Jakes, which to me, I think she's like the ultimate, my friend and I, we talked about her a few years ago, where to me, she's the ultimate cheerleader for her husband. And she said submission is sexy. And I understand that. There is, to me, there is nothing better to me, and I'm a giver anyway, that's me, to making your husband feel like he the best thing since sliced bread. I like to make people feel that way anyway. That's just me. But your husband, the one you love, like to make him feel like he can do anything, he goes out into the world as a man, especially if he's black, with, things stacked up against him all day, every day. Why would he come home and want to feel that way? No, I want to be able to support him in all his endeavors, make him, feel the best that I can make him feel, right? So I love being a submissive wife. I do. I might get a t-shirt made. I'm a submissive wife. Not perfect, but submissive. And when you even say it, I don't know, because I don't feel like any less than in my household. I never have. And I enjoy giving to him. I enjoy, supporting him and his goals and whatever. And somebody also asked me, what about the man? If you go and read in Ephesians, in the verses that I gave you, the man is supposed to support us and do the same thing. So really, at the end of the day, and I heard something with Creflo Dollar and Tammy and whatever her husband's name is, the rapper Waka Flocka, which made perfect sense, where she would need to focus on his needs and he would focus on hers. And as long as they were given the exchange, you wouldn't worry about the other stuff. And I'm telling you, that works. When I found communication and, pouring into him, and what I poured into him, he would pour back into me. When we concentrated on making each other happy, we were winning. And through the, conversation there, making sure that we were communicating, we started winning. Now, was it perfect? No, but things got a whole lot better. And then I think sometimes, and I may be wrong, women have a problem with submission because they choose the wrong man. Okay, so now I'm about to step on some toes here. So I remember a conversation with a young lady, and I've told this story before, where she told me, and she's a little bit younger than me, where she told me, and I'm 39, so she's a little younger. She said, I can meet a man, and because she wanted to be married or have a relationship, she said, I can meet a man and he have nothing and we can build together. But my statement to her was, how can you build something when he has nothing? Like, even at this age, and if I was single, there's no way. No way. No way a man can come to me at this age now and tell me he doesn't have anything. Now, I know some things happen. Some things happen. I got it. Different circumstances. I got it. But if I'm out here dating and I'm where I'm at now, I don't have time to raise anybody. Like, at that point, he would need to try to get his stuff together and then come holler at me. And I'm not saying you got to be rich, but for me, if I was single, you need to have what I have or more. I've always felt that way. Well, when I got as an adult, when I was younger, it don't count. Doesn't count. But I think some women have a problem with seeing submission because of the men that they have been dating or who they're used to. Also, I think with submission, it's based off of what you saw growing up in the household. Like, what did the men look like in your household? What did you view marriage as? Was your father abusive? Was he in the house present? Did he treat your mom right? Was he in and out? Was he on drugs? A lot of that submission, it can basically start from childhood, what you saw as, men. For my father, I saw a whole lot. And I've said this before, I've married my father. My husband is, like 85% my dad. 85, a good 85%. And the 15% was the stuff that I didn't like from my father. that my husband doesn't have. But I've basically married my father. My daddy was a very good provider. I knew that when I got with my husband or got with whoever, they had to be able to provide. Not provide because I wasn't going to work and take care of my part, but provide because that's what I'm used to. I've said this 1,000 times before. My daddy said, when you turn 16, you work. You work, your money is your money, and I will continue to take care of you. That's what I married when I married my husband. Same arrangement. Not that he paid for everything, but he paid a good amount of the bills, right? And I just did the small stuff, right? We'll talk about finances later because I'll get sidetracked. So, you know, I think women would have a hard time for the two reasons with the word submission, because of the men that they've chosen or are choosing. They're not worth, and everybody's worth something, but they're not worth being submitted to. And then also, you know, you would choose those people based off the relationships that you're used to having, right? And I got sidetracked. So that's the submission part. Going back to what I was saying with the sex part, I don't understand. I don't think I said this. I might have. I don't know. So going back to the sex part. So I was speaking to somebody the other day, and he said, what's this on your, people are so funny when they ask me why am I posting whatever on my Facebook. First of all, okay. But he was like, what's this sex stuff you posting on your page? And I'm thinking, that's crazy to me. Not first of all, because first of all, it's like being smart, and I'm not being smart. I'm married. Like, even if I wasn't married, people talk about sex all the time. But what's crazy to me is I'm married and it is legal for me to have sex with my husband, but I can't talk about it. And then because I'm a Christian. So Christian women that are married can't talk about sex. And that's crazy to me. And I did a little poll about how many times women should have sex with their husbands. Should they, what did I say? Should they make them, should the husbands have to ask for it, or how many times a week? Which, of course, we know every relationship is different. We're all busy. But you should definitely make time to, you know, have sex with your husband. And I don't think it should be scheduled, really, because it takes the fun out of it. Now, I did talk about a time that I wasn't doing nothing. Like, it was terrible in the house, and he was complaining. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna have to figure something out, because I didn't want to have sex. Like, I didn't want to do nothing. Didn't want to do nothing. But then I found out that my hormones were extremely, extremely low. Like, I was supposed to be like between 75 and 100 on this scale, and I was at 11. That's crazy. So, of course, I wasn't going to feel like doing anything. But once I got that under control, we were back on track. But just think if I didn't listen to my husband's needs. And at the time, I didn't even feel like I needed it, because I'm like, I can kind of leave it or take it, or take it or leave it. It didn't bother me. But I was out of whack. So anyway, but back on the sex thing. I just think it's crazy that we, as Christians or married people, cannot talk about sex. And that's what I was going to say. I think one of the places that I learned about sex, which I think we need to talk about more in church, not just sex, but real, excuse me, real life stuff. There was so much, excuse me, so much going on in the Bible. Like, there's nothing new under the sun. So what was going on in the Bible days, it's still going on now, right? And, you know, yes, we're supposed to read the word of God. We're supposed to abide by that, all the principles that they taught, but we need real life teachings. Like, what about the people who desire to have sex, but they're not married? What about the problem like I was having years ago, where I didn't feel like having sex, but my husband was like, what's happening? Like, but nobody talks about that. Those are real things. Yes, you know, we can pray. Yes, we need to pray. Yes, we need to read the Bible. But what about those real life applications that we need to talk about that we don't? I even remember with my mom, that's why I talk to my daughter now, even now. Mom and dad, don't have sex until you get married. But why not? That's all they told us. Like, we need real life application with the Bible. When my hormones are feeling like this, what do I do? When I'm dating, what do I do? Because, you know, we need that. People need that, not just read the Bible. We need some real life classes. We need classes on money. Now, you talking about tithing? How are we going to tithe if we don't even know how to budget correctly? You coming and you saying that you need money for the church. I got it. I understand tithing. I am a tither and I do offering. However, for the new people who are coming in and you're telling them to tithe, but they don't even know how to make a budget. That's basic things that are not so basic to everybody. Matter of fact, I had to learn on my own. We need real life application. Going back to what I was saying about sex. Now I told you my mother, I learned how to be submissive by seeing my mother. So I just knew how she took care of my father, how she supported him. I saw that physically. Also, right when I got married, I think was I pregnant? I had just had my daughter, and I was still at the same church that I'm at now. And we were at women's meeting, and Cynthia Russell, hello, if you're watching, if your daughter's watching, Tawana, tell her I'm calling her name. She was one of the leaders over the women's meeting, and I loved when she did it. She and Robin Butler. And we were in small group, and she was talking about how to take care of your husband. And listen, I was very surprised she was even talking about this in church, but I was with it though, because it was real. It was real life application of things that me as a wife needed to know. Because how old was I when I got married? 27, 28. Like I said, I saw my mom, but you know, I couldn't see everything. I didn't see, you know, it was some things I didn't see. So she touched on that. She even talked about sex, how much you should have it, how you should treat them, how you should make them feel. And you know what? I'm going to listen to her because she's been married over 30 years. And guess what? She's still fly. Listen, she still looks good. Clothes be straight, hair, makeup. He look good. Not good like that. I'm not being funny. But, they are somebody, you know, she's somebody that I'm like, I'm with it. I'm going to listen to her because obviously she's doing something right. Because every time I see them, they looking happy and smiling and carrying on. I'm going to listen. But I could understand, I felt good that she was in there and she was giving real life application to wives about what we need to do. Now, y'all keep talking about what the men need to do. Well, what do the men need to do? What do the men need to do? Listen, I got it. I can't speak for the men. Yes, he's supposed to love you. Yes, he's supposed to take care of you. I got it. But you just make sure that you make the right choice in that man. So that way you don't have to ask, well, what is the man going to do? You know what kind of man you need to have for your life, hopefully. Now, they're not going to be perfect. Neither are you. But as long as you got the basic things on your list, whatever that list may be, then you should be straight. Right? Right. The things on my list, the top things on my list, should have been he was supposed to be saved. The top of my list was he was self-sufficient. Because ain't no way I want to be, I can't say that. He needed to be self-sufficient. I needed somebody that worked as hard as I did, if not more. I needed a go-getter. I needed somebody with a beautiful mind that I don't mind sitting and having a conversation with. That was, and you know, that we can build and grow together. Somebody that I could grow with, that we would be able to have something. That was always my thing. So hopefully you choose right. I hope I'm not leaving anything out. I don't know. I just think with church, we need a lot more real life application. And I know there's a lot of things to do in the church. Like it's a lot. So, and you need volunteers and you need all that good stuff. I got it. We do. But I think real life application in church is needed with basic things. You know, I'm not saying being saved is not enough, because being saved is enough, but we need application to different things because we didn't grow up with a lot of things. We don't know, some don't know basic things, or even not even basic, how to treat one another, how to love one another. I could go on, but I'm not, because I'm rambling. And this video is already 30 minutes long. So guys, thank you for joining me this evening, because I'm actually releasing this early. Well, here in a minute. And getting ready to go to bed, honey, because I'm tired. Listen, it's Sunday. I've had a good weekend thus far. I've been with my family. And honey, my little second job has been running me ragged. But guess whose check's going to look nice? So I'm not mad. Not mad at that at all. And I have 2 days, I'm going to say, 2 days off. But I don't know because that other job might call. And if they call, yeah, me. So anyway, you guys have a blessed rest of the evening. A Merry Christmas and a Happy Christmas Eve. Or is it Merry Christmas Eve? I don't know. I'm not sure. But you guys have a peaceful and prosperous rest of the night, week. And I guess I'll be back with you next Monday or Tuesday. I don't know what January the 1st is. Please check out allthingsreagan.com, REGAN. We have the vision board event. We've got conversations with Reagan. He said, she said. We've got 2 financial events coming up in March. Look, I can't name all that stuff, sweetheart. Just go to my website. allthingsreagan.com, REGAN. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to inbox me. I hope I didn't leave anything out. If you want to leave me nice comments about my video, please feel free to do so. You guys have a blessed evening. Talk to you later. Bye.